60% is what Brenia here said would be given to social media marketing. And to me, I think that's a very, very good percentage. You are much fair enough. Welcome back to the Youth Business Launch today as we discuss marketing strategies for the youth in business. And of course, I will have to give the platform to Brenia to first tell you more about where we are right now.
Yeah, Onomo is the hotel, Nature Beauty. So right here with me is the rates, the day conferencing rates for those that want to have their business meetings here at Onomo. Well, they got you. The full day conference package is 185k, 185,000 shillings, Ugandan shillings. Then the half day conference package is 160,000 shillings. Then the breakfast conference package, 140,000 shillings. Well, you can see it's very affordable, you guys. The place is so beautiful. I can't explain more about it. You just have to come and see and experience it yourself. You feel what I'm trying to talk about. Yeah.
Onomo is the place to be. Come join us anytime soon. Now, Steve Jobs says that a business name can save you millions of money once you have a potential and good business name. So, members, what do you think about having, a very, very catchy business name, to save you millions in marketing? What do you think about that, Chris?
Branding.
Yeah.
It's just one word, branding. Branding can save you a great deal, in your business.
I think, okay, when it comes to branding, for someone to have the best brand awareness out there, let's say if your business is not well known, you can that's why I bring in the influencing kind of marketing strategy, whereby you have to bring in these influencers, the potential people, the known people. It could be a celebrity, could be anyone known out there. They could help you on your branding. So if, let's say, which person can I even mention now?
Atomisiki, Zoe.
Okay, all right.
At least one of the social media influencers I know personally.
Exactly.
And she's really earning a great deal.
Yeah.
She has really, you really see that she has really earned out of social media. And also Joy Turiamuhawe, because right now she's a cleaning company, but it was started in social media. But a catchy name for a company, since we are young people, no one would really want. For example, why would I call my cleaning company Sewagal and Sons? I'm not attacking that company. I'm just trying to say that now that's for someone who is really growing. But now if you're quite a young person, especially of this era, you don't really want to name your company at Sewagal and Aunties, It would be like maybe, it should be catchy, it should be short and brief, because people don't really want to spend a lot of time, calling your name and all these things. And yeah, I think it works for the young people. Yeah,
and I think to me, we have another strategy whereby it's in line with social media marketing, but then not so much. It's another hand, influencer marketing.
Yes.
Have we profiled some influencers that businesses can use, to actually boost their potential? Because we know that the moment you have, for example, I've seen very many businesses give this popular footballer, Cristiano Ronaldo, with a gazillion of followers, on Instagram and Twitter and all that. So we get to see that the moment he's given a certain product and he decides to post it, believe me, I think there was an incident where Coca-Cola, he put a Coca-Cola bottle aside during his press conference, if you maybe have followed up, and then Coca-Cola sales dropped by 70%.
Dropped?
Yeah.
Dropped?
Yeah, he just put the bottle aside like this during his press conference.
I think he was trying to say
70%
something.
dropped.
Like the way I would do this, then I'm trying to speak.
How
just like that.
People can react.
This is so serious.
So you can see that the effect of influencer marketing. It's very, very deep.
Yeah.
To me, I think businesses should also look out for that. They should also understand who are the profiled big influencers in Uganda. If your business is in Uganda, look out for them. We have influencers in Uganda ourselves. People have,
the ones who are talking about.
Yeah.
A very good example is Zoe. There is Laban. Those guys on Twitter, they've really made a lot of money. Things like Nyege, which other things? Safe Border. Those brands have really used Twitter and IG to really make sure that their business is out there, especially that the market they are targeting is corporate, working class people who really need these services. And so I think they know actually who they're. Actually, I think it all started with knowing who are we really targeting, and they get on board, because I presume not influencer marketing can work for all brands.
Yeah.
Do you know that people are selling their products without even posting on social media?
True.
But then someone will, and they're not even in November, they're on the basement floor, all on these first floors where it's really accessible. They could be on the last floor, but someone would come from wherever they're coming from, bypass all of you guys and move up
I
there.
think that comes with the quality of product or services that you're putting out there. Take for instance, going to buy, let's say, a kind of lotion, and you're like, this looks, the packaging is all nice and enticing, and you're like, let me just purchase this. Then reaching home, you use it and it's really nice on your skin. Why wouldn't you go back for that product? I think it would go back to the quality.
Yeah,
The quality of the
quality
product.
of the
Some
product.
people, that's true. Some people, and someone out there would be like, those people, their businesses are just blessed. You see someone, they're not putting in efforts, but then they are selling and they are having money. Just find out quality. That's all I want. Yeah.
Talking about quality, last one on this. I want young people out there. You know, young people want fast things. Live fast, die young. So a person, you know, when you do things fast, especially for products, be it services, things are done ramshackledly. And because of that, because they want to make sure maybe they get this money to survive or to, you know, and it usually comes out so badly. So even if you market and post these photos and, you know, avail yourself, but at the moment your products or your services are not very good, then we shan't buy them. I'm sorry.
So you talked about the influencing kind of strategy going hand in hand with social media. If you were to give it a percentage, since we already gave social media 60%, what percentage would you give like the influencing kind of marketing?
The influencer kind of marketing is good. Why? Because it engages the audience, you know, and creates a kind of connection. So how about give it a 10 more percent, 70?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Actually, I give it.
That's a great one. But before I give a percentage maybe on that, I want to break something down briefly. You know, influencer marketing comes with huge benefits and also huge disadvantages. I'm looking at a scenario where you want to, you know, associate your brand or business name with a celebrity, for instance, whom people love so much. What would be the impact on your business, for instance? So that comes along with knowing who your target audience are. You really need to define thoroughly who your target audiences are for you to really tailor the way you associate with these influencers. That would really so much help. And then also, you know, on brand name, on business name, Sally talked about something of this is so much of the youth thing. This generation, this era we're in, will not streamline, will not divide into, you know, parts of old people and young people. Everyone seems like is a young people, a young person. Even a person of 50 years would behave like that,
you
like
know,
he's some kind of youth. So I think it's a youthful driven generation right now. And for us to really effectively utilize the branding side of this marketing strategy, I think we'll need to be thankful. I mean, thoughtful of the brand name, the name we're going to give our businesses. It should be a name that is really catchy, because even someone who for 60 years would, you know, want to see something that is catchy out there. They don't want to go old school, you know. So I don't know. This is really, you know, so much into digital marketing, and it's a strategy that if we use, we can really come out with huge outcome. It will come out with huge effects positively. Yeah.
One thing to know about your market, as Mr. Kaya has said, what are the things that you look out for? Like, what are you going to base on as you're studying your market? Before Mr. Kaya gives me an answer, I'm already thinking that, you see, when I was starting the cleaning thing, I looked around and realized that there are a lot of couples, young couples, that have babies, which is a must, But then, okay, not a must, because
Thank you.
the ones who are watching me will attack me.
I was coming for you.
Yeah, but then like they're having babies, but they don't really have time for these babies because someone is like economy, you get. So they don't really have time for these people, and yet these kids have to be nurtured. That comes with providing good sanitation and also nurturing, like telling them this is done, this is not supposed to be done, this is how you're supposed to think. Okay, not thinking, but this is what you're supposed to do. And so I was looking in perspective of demography. The people in my area, who are they, like demography wise? So and then I noticed that the parents are never home and these things have to get done. And yet also security needs to be put in, like you have to put security first, because they just can't let people into their homes anyhow, you know. So that's something that I looked at and I was like, so I can avail my services to these guys because they're never here to wash their clothes, they're never here to sweep their compound, to do the detail cleaning, to babysit their children. But this was Samali's thinking. I don't know what should a young person think as they're trying to study their population, their market, in order to know that this is my market. What should they look at?
Demographics. When you're in an area or you want to venture into an area, first of all, if you know that your target is not always accessible, that's always going to be a huge problem, because you intend to go there in person, you will not get them. And by the time they're coming back to work, you maybe have another appointment, or you're caught up somewhere and you miss that day, you know. And if the trend continues, you keep missing for 1 week. We know that 1 week in a business, it's really a disaster. You can't miss in a week and you survive in business, you know. So that's why social media is so effective, because some of these people who want things done in their homes, they're working classes. They're people who can access social media, and so that's where making the best use of social media comes in.
Sorry to cut you short, Mr. Chris, but you mentioned earlier that my Fasasa is trying to actually bring out courses for social media, because we're having a challenge going here where the youth today, yes, they're using social media very well to market their products and services, but then there is an area they're missing. When do we post it? What is the time? When do people on phones? Because you need to understand that yes, you can post something, but you also need to look out for when do actually people be on Twitter, when are they on Instagram. You can't be posting something on Monday morning, yet people are actually distracted with work. That's wrong. That's a wrong kind of social media usage, you see. So you are actually dealing with such courses. How are you handling that?
Posting at wrong times comes with not understanding who you're dealing with. You need to first understand who your targets are, and for this instance, the particular social media platforms, which ones you need to. One of these days there are tools on Google. You can just Google when people are most active on a particular platform, and it gives you. So you're able to really you're able to see when people engages on LinkedIn most, when people engages on Facebook most, when people engages on Twitter most, so that you know when you really have to push out your content.
Well, in line with what Clayton said, it's kind of similar to what she has just asked you. I was here thinking to myself, and I'm like, okay, the youth out there with businesses, people are trying to earn a living, they're trying to make money. So I'm here thinking, with all these different types of marketing strategies, how would you say that any business should embrace all those? Like, okay, in what I'm trying to say, let's say someone has a boutique, like, do you think they can use all the kinds? Okay, they don't have to be all the kinds. Let's say social media influencing and content marketing strategy, or they are those businesses that are limited to certain kinds of marketing strategies.
Brenya, before we even get into what business is limited to what marketing strategy, I want you to talk about the phone. Ugandans are always on their phone. Always, and it is really very bad, especially when the kind of phone you have doesn't have device care whereby it shows you a report, a weekly report that you spent 32 hours on WhatsApp.
I think they do, most of them do.
Most do.
Yeah.
But you realize that even people don't really even take notice or be like, oh, this is too much of being on phone. People are always on their phones. Always. But then, despite the fact that people are always on their phones, the people who ain't on their phones actually, they're always on their PC. Actually, they just come just to basically communicate and not to browse. Yeah. I think that's basically the people who are the millennials, people around 45, 50, 40. So it all comes back down to knowing who are you targeting. If you're targeting now a gala someone that okay, she's a busy woman, but still, because I have to be with my phone all the time, once in a while, because now that we are trying to grab brand here, I'll have to visit IG, I'll have to visit Twitter. So of course you have to post. But then if you're targeting, for example, my mom, I love you, mommy. Of course now you can't post at 8. She's somewhere already running off to do whatever she's supposed to do. And maybe she'll of course come back very tired. But as she's going to sleep, that's when maybe she'll have to scroll through her Facebook. And that's the time when you know who are you targeting.
Wow.
So you should know, okay, yeah, Googling is actually fine. You could Google, but then I realized that Google can't understand Uganda more than you understand Uganda yourself as a Ugandan. Wow,
the interesting part of it is that what you just talked about is also kind of in line with what I said. So what are those businesses limited to when it comes to market
yes.
I will go back one step to what you started with. You talked about if some businesses are limited to some particular strategies. Yes, I'm saying that there's no business that is limited to a particular strategy, but that drives us back to understanding who our target audiences are and understanding the kind of contents we have
maybe
to push out.
Maybe could it be like a cost?
Actually, cost is also important.
Influencers, they could be expensive.
Because someone has to not really be rigid in the thing. In pursuing the thing, there's no rigidity. If you're rigid, then you're dead. You need to be as flexible as possible.
Yes.
Flexibility, you can even switch between 1 hour or 2 hours, according to trends. You need to understand the trends of marketing.
Yes. I would also want to really talk about the billboards. You realize that as you're moving in Kampala, a lot of billboards are, but still, I just want to ask, do people really look at those billboards?
Yeah,
they take the time to look.
They do. Actually, just a question to you, Sammy, on that line of billboards. What do you think is the target audience for those billboards in Kampala? How many viewers do you think actually look at the brands being advertised on those billboards? How many people do you think are actually able to look at those billboards in Kampala? Because that can give us a picture of the importance of billboard marketing.
To me, I think it will depend on how maybe the billboard was created. Is it catchy? Is it interesting? Like
the location?
The color, like capture my eyes, and I'm like, oh, what's that? That's beautiful. Can I read it? Will it? I think for my sake, I would read something that would catch my hand. I'm like,
yes,
what's that? What's that?
Yeah.
If your content looks so beautiful, I think someone could look. And about the target, I really don't know. Actually, I would just say the moving people. The people moving.
The people traveling.
To that, I would say that they can be segmented into 3 or 4. We need to understand the persons in Kampala who owns a vehicle, who is riding a motorbike. And then we need to understand the people in Kampala who are foot soldiers walking on foot. Then also we need to understand the Mitsubishi. We need to understand the visitors in Kampala. Because now visitors will be looking for directions, so they would, want to somewhat
look at those billboards.
Those billboards. And then also we need to understand the last category of the persons in Kampala who already knows these things, walking on foot and already knows these things.
Yeah.
Would they bother to really see the billboard again, maybe for the second, third time? They would not. Somebody who has been in Kampala for 10 years will not want to see a billboard that has been there for 5 years. They're very busy. They're just going for their own things.
Yes. I think it also comes back to what kind of personality Are Ugandans attentive people? I think yes. So the people who are really detailed, like they're alert 24/7. So they'll always have to look out for these things. But also, when it comes to the billboards, now for the people who be on the billboards marketing, you know, sometimes brands are funny. And I think we still have, even if we say we are modern, now this is kind of a joke or this is reality, it may not be related to help anyone. But we still have this thing of when someone is on a billboard, they've been paid a lot of money, you know, they are rich, they're looking good. When you realize that, Bambi might find that, especially there was a company that was being talked about, that you'll be on a billboard for them, but they're only just paying you data. All they're just giving you transport money to come over. But you're on a billboard. Your face is out there and people are seeing you, you know. You're marketing for this, and you're still broke.
I think by the time you put someone on the billboard, honestly speaking, there should be some, like we talked about, that influencing kind of people. Like there should be, it should be something they are earning and living.
So they have a price.
Yeah, they should have it. I don't think someone would just provide.
But again, talking about the influencers, you also need to understand who the influencer you intend to contact is. If you understand that an influencer is someone who is hated by most people, you know, you don't want to go for him or her, you know, because he or she will damage the whole thing.
Well, the billboard whole thing has made me to think about the Korea kind of marketing. So I was just with a friend yesterday.
Brenya.
A little bit. I was just with a friend yesterday, and she was like, of all the kinds we talked about, I think that's the most affordable.
Gorilla.
It's very risky. So I really want to learn more. I want you guys to expound more on that for someone out there. Yes, it might be affordable, it might be cheap, but then to some extent, it's very risky. Very risky for business.
Yes, Gorilla is actually very important, and I'm going to really tell you, Gorilla, you know, Gorilla is like forcing things on people. And I would want to talk about the music industry. There is a song that will come out. It's not nice. It's a very bad song, but they will play that song because maybe the management has quite some money. They'll play that song on TV. They'll play that song on radio. They'll play that song on social media. They'll play that song everywhere, and before you know it, you're forced to start vibing to it. Like,
well, I would disagree on that. Like Mr. Kaya talks about the know your target audience. Yes, that song might be not sounding nice to you, but then they knew by the time someone took their time to produce a certain song, they were targeting a certain group of people. To them, yes, it's on radio. That's something you can't avoid. Everyone is listening to the radio, but then they have their target audience.
Still, Brenya.
Someone would check out, they're like, that's my favorite song, and you're like,
Brenya, when it comes to the music industry in Uganda, especially mainstream media, leave aside the more curious who already know that they are serving the uptown people and they don't even really care that they'll put their music on TV. They'll choose platforms like Spotify. But I'm talking about people who earn from day-to-day concerts. Like they have to be called to a club, they have to be called to a party. I'm telling you, Brenda, they play, you know, a song can come and you're like, you know, but then they'll play that song everywhere, you know, till it gets here, and then anyway, you find yourself just resonating, you know. So I think Gorilla really works, but it's quite, by the way, it's not cheap. It's expensive because you are forcing people to really actually take this thing in. Yes.
Oh my God, you are still watching the Youth Business Launch. We are expounding more about the marketing strategies that the youth today can use for their businesses. And of course, don't forget, today we have been hosted by Onomo, a marvelous place for you to be. And again, today we have been with my Fasasa. Oh my God, we are excited to have you, Chris, today. It has been an exciting day for us as well, because I mean, this has been good for us. Now, before we wind up, I have a challenge for my fellow panelists here. Now, this challenge is a marketing challenge, okay? We're going to do it, and we see who, Mr. Chris here, our guest, will award marks to whoever makes it right. So, I have a pen here. I'm going to give it to Bronya to actually, sell it to Samuel. And I'm going to see if somebody will be convinced to buy, okay? And here, our guest will definitely award Bronya, which has done well. Vice versa, right? Okay.
Then the games begin.
Wow. Let Clinton, anyway, it's okay. So you guys, I'll go straight to the point.
Please.
As we were all picking up this whole topic, marketing strategy, it's one topic I really want to go back, if possible, make it.
Yeah, I feel like we've not even exhausted.
Yes. I really want to learn. I'm one kind of person. I love people. I love talking to people, but I find it so hard to like sell a certain product to someone.
Yeah.
But I think if it was my case,
Let's try.
I'll try. This is in the verbal stage, not to embarrass myself. I prefer selling this on my social media platforms. So somebody, thank you.
Okay, somebody, what would you do about that?
Usually, you know, writing is something, you know, your brain is usually taking up a lot of things. So you have to write down these things. And usually some pens really don't really have a good texture. They really look bad on paper.
Yeah.
So for a girl like you, Brenya, I presume that, what brand is this? I don't want to do marketing for them. But yeah, I mean, you need to hold a pen that is, I don't want you to have, you know, these pens that actually can easily be beaten. You find someone that they're having a pen that, and now where will you buy this pen, like honestly?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it feels like royalty, it's heavy within your hands.
You take that.
So you're able to write properly. The pen ain't so light. So, Brenya, please give me some dollars for this pen.
Would you buy it?
On 100%, I would buy it by 40%.
Please, would you buy this pen?
Cool.
I very influential in the marketing.
No, I will not buy it. I will buy it because she said that she give her some dollars. I don't know what some dollars.
No, because Brenya is my friend, so I presume I'm selling to a friend.
So we just have
Yeah.
to be, anyway,
But of course I can't talk to a customer like that.
Thank you for watching. I hope you guys learned a thing or two like I did today. It was very interesting. Thank you for everything.
Yeah.
Mr. Kaya, thank you for coming. I think you should give us your last remarks.
I wish you come back sometime again, please. We should have him. Because I feel like we've not really exhausted marketing strategies. Yes.
True.
Yeah, Brenya, you're still saying something?
Yeah, no, I was requesting him to give me this last remark.
I would be really grateful to have, for you guys to have me the second or third time, fourth time, on and on like that. But before we can close, I want to leave us with these 4 P's in marketing strategy. The first P is a product. Then the second P is the price. The third P is promotion. And the last one is place. All the things are interwoven together, they're connected to one another in some place.
Yes,
You need to know one and then before you go to the other. You need to know your pricing. For the pricing, is it too low? Is it too high?
Is it affordable?
Is it affordable for for someone out there? So you need to know the things. Also on promotion, you need to know when to push your product and when not to push them.
So you don't waste energy.
Yeah, you so that you don't need to waste your energy and have. Thank you. Marifa Sasa is doing great things for you guys, for the young Africans in particular. In case you want to get more of our services or you want to inquire about what we do at Marifa Sasa, or you want to inquire about our courses, the online courses, you can visit our website at marifasasa.com. Or you can also send us an inquiry email on to info@marifasasa.com. Or also on the academy side of things, we have an email. You want to inquire about our courses, what we do. You can also send us an email to academy@marifasasa.com.
It was a pleasure having you here with us today, and I appreciate your time because it's a weekend, but you've been here, and actually you came through very smart. Yeah. About the marketing strategies, I feel like if you don't know how to really market your thing, sometimes someone was saying that even if you sing like Mariah Carey, but if you keep your song within the house, because now this still comes back to the Ugandan music industry, no one is going to know your song, no one is going to play it, and no one is going to invite you to sing over, because I presume that's how they earn their money. So please make sure you put yourself out there, put your product out there, and don't have so much pressure to start with what you have. If it's a post, if you can walk, though of course when you look at our conversation, we majorly we're emphasizing social media because it's the way, it's the new normal. So yeah, let's always listen in and watch the Youth Business Lounge. A small word is that very many people wait for a moment like this because the adults out there didn't have financial knowledge. You know, you are being taught Archimedes' principle that you'll never need a rebellion, you know. But here we are offering life solutions that are going to actually put money into your pocket, you know. So please tune in every 10 a.m. on Saturday. We shall be here to serve you. My name is Samali and I'm delighted.
Thank you so much, everybody who has been a part of this show. For those watching, we love you so much. Thank you for being a part of us. Please always hit the comment button there and give us your comments. We would love to hear what you have to say about marketing strategies and about the show. Thank you for being a part of us. We love you.
If you love to see beautiful views, if you love good food, if you love
good food,
if you love like only legit, cute, beautiful things, Onomo is the right place for you here in Nakasero. And also not forgetting our social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Smart24 TV. In case you would like to send us more questions about anything, you go on our Twitter handle, Smart24 TV. Put on your questions. Thank you.
Smart24, driving business.
The Uganda Development Corporation is a government-owned investment firm tasked with promoting Uganda's industrial and economic development.
Soroti Fruit Factory is our flagship project. Its aim is to grow that business of adding value to fruits in this country. This country is endowed with a lot of resources. NADSO WC have been supplying inputs to farmers. The inputs are reaching a period where we need to add value. Talk about fruits, we are going to have a challenge if we don't move fast with the value addition component. So Soroti Fruit Factory is meant to address this gap, to process fruits and mainly oranges and mangoes.
The Soroti Fruit Factory and Teju products are valid certification permits of UNBS because we renew them after 1 year.
Our membership are normally primary cooperatives, and we have 59 primary cooperatives. But when you translate that into individual membership, we have close to 6,000 members. Our area of coverage is very large. We cover 10 districts. We have estimated 80 million fruiting trees in Teso. And every season, we have 2 seasons, first season and second season. First season, we normally get around over 800,000 tons. That's why you find, the farmers have to look for other markets like in Kenya, Rwanda, and sometimes Southern Sudan.
We must clearly understand the aspect of a cooperative. A cooperative is a voluntary organization formed by members for the members, and it is democratic. They carry out their own decisions on how to perform. But for me, particularly the Soroti Fruit Factory was initially supposed to assist Soroti fruit growers. So what happens is that the government, in its wisdom, made a partnership. We organized the Soroti fruit growers into a cooperative society. This was an opportunity for them to come together. You produce differently, but you'll be able to market it together.
We are in a race for development with other nations. This UDC is one hell of an ammunition that we can use for our country. So, but we need to oil the ammunition. UDC and government and private sector. Let's get our act together.
We are also the biggest makers of concentrate, orange concentrate and mango pulp in the country. For oranges, we buy Hamolin, Washington Naval, Valencia.
We used to bring it fully from import. Now part of this import we substituted with the Soroti orange. Like that way, and in future also we are, because it is available in good quality fruits, pulps are available now here.
Do take it to Soroti Fruit Factory. I have a